Navigating the journey of coming out can feel like standing at a significant crossroads, a deeply personal process of sharing your identity with others. It's a path unique to every individual, filled with a mix of emotions from anticipation and hope to anxiety and fear. Understanding that this is your story to tell in your own time and on your own terms is the very first step. There is no universal timeline or script for this experience. What matters is your readiness and your safety. The process of coming out is not a one-time event, but rather a series of conversations and moments throughout a person's life. You might come out to a close friend first, then family, then perhaps colleagues, and each experience will be different. This continuous nature of disclosure is something sociologists refer to as a lifelong process. Research from institutions like the Williams Institute at UCLA School of Law highlights that individuals often navigate this journey differently across various social circles, adapting their approach based on the perceived level of acceptance and safety. Before you decide to share, it's incredibly helpful to take a moment for self-reflection. Ask yourself why you want to come out now and what you hope to achieve by sharing this part of yourself. Is it about living more authentically, building deeper connections, or simply feeling tired of hiding? Clarifying your motivations can empower you and give you a stronger sense of purpose as you move forward. Consider the possible reactions you might encounter. While we all hope for unconditional love and acceptance, it's wise to prepare for a range of responses, from positive and supportive to neutral, confused, or even negative. Thinking through these potential outcomes isn't about expecting the worst. It's about being emotionally and mentally prepared, which can reduce the shock of a difficult reaction and help you respond thoughtfully rather than reactively. One of the most crucial aspects of this process is choosing who to tell first. A good first person is often someone you trust implicitly, someone who has shown themselves to be open-minded, compassionate, and supportive in the past. This could be a best friend, a sibling, a cousin, or a trusted mentor. Having a confirmed ally by your side can provide a significant emotional buffer and a source of strength for future conversations. Think about their past actions and words. Have they spoken supportively of LGBTQ+ people before? Do they value honesty and open communication in their relationships? These are good indicators of how they might react to your news. Once you have your first person in mind, the next step is planning the conversation itself. Choosing the right time and place is paramount for a constructive and safe dialogue. Avoid bringing it up during a stressful family event, a heated argument, or when either of you is rushed or distracted. A calm, private setting where you have ample time to talk without interruptions is ideal. This allows for a genuine exchange of feelings and questions, ensuring that the conversation is given the seriousness and attention it deserves. You want the focus to be on connection and understanding, not on external pressures. When you start the conversation, you can be direct or lead into it gently, depending on what feels most comfortable for you and what you think the other person will respond to best. You could say something like, "There's something important about myself that I'd like to share with you because I trust you." Using I statements can be very powerful. For example, "I am gay," "I am bisexual," or "I am transgender" is clear and centers your own experience. It's about stating your truth, not asking for permission or approval. Be prepared for questions. The person you're telling might be surprised, confused, or have questions stemming from a lack of information. They might ask, "Are you sure?" or "How do you know?" Patience is key here. Remember that while you have had time to process your identity, this might be brand new information for them. Their questions may not come from a place of judgment, but from a genuine desire to understand, even if they are phrased clumsily. It can be helpful to have some resources ready, either for them or for yourself. This could be a website for an organization like PFLAG, Parents, Families, and Friends of Lesbians and Gays, a book, or an article that explains what it means to be LGBTQ+. Providing resources shows that you've thought this through and can also help them educate themselves without placing the entire burden of education on you. It gives them a way to process the information independently. After you've shared your truth, it's important to set boundaries. You have the right to decide who else knows this information and when. You can say, "I'm not ready for everyone to know yet, so I'd appreciate it if you kept this between us for now." This asserts your control over your own narrative and protects your privacy. Safety, both emotional and physical, must always be your top priority. If you are in a situation where coming out could lead to you being kicked out of your home, facing violence, or losing financial support you depend on, you must carefully evaluate the risks. There is no shame in waiting until you are in a safer, more independent position to come out. Your well-being is the most important thing. Organizations like the Trevor Project have resources and support lines specifically for young people navigating these exact concerns. Research in social psychology emphasizes the concept of identity safety, which is the feeling that one's social identity is accepted and valued in a particular environment. Before coming out, subconsciously or consciously, we assess our environment for cues of identity safety. If you are a student, you might check if your school has a Gender Sexuality Alliance, GSA, or inclusive policies. If you're at work, you might gauge the company culture and see if there are visible LGBTQ employees or allies. These are all ways of testing the waters. Remember that the person's initial reaction is not always their final one. Sometimes, people need time to process new information, especially if it challenges their long-held beliefs or expectations. A shocked or even negative initial response can soften over time into understanding and acceptance as they have a chance to think, learn, and see that you are still the same person they know and love. It's a journey for them as well. It's also okay to feel a whole spectrum of emotions after coming out. You might feel relief, joy, and a sense of freedom, but you might also feel drained, anxious, or even a little sad. Allow yourself to feel whatever comes up without judgment. This is a significant emotional event, and it's natural to have a complex reaction to it. Be gentle with yourself and practice self-care. Building a support system is not just about the moment of coming out. It's about creating a community for the long term. This community can include friends, family, and other LGBTQ+ people. Connecting with others who have similar lived experiences can be incredibly affirming. It validates your feelings and reminds you that you are not alone. Online forums, local LGBTQ+ centers, and social groups can be fantastic places to find this sense of community. Scientific studies consistently show the mental health benefits of living authentically. A 2013 study published in the journal Social Psychology and Personality Science found that the more open gay, lesbian, and bisexual individuals were about their sexual orientation, the lower their levels of anxiety, depression, and burnout. Living an authentic life, where your inner self aligns with your outer presentation, is fundamentally linked to psychological well-being. The stress of hiding a core part of your identity, known as minority stress, can take a significant toll over time. Coming out can be a powerful antidote to this. Finally, remember that you are in control. You decide the who, when, where, and how of your coming out journey. There is no right or wrong way to do it. Trust your instincts, prioritize your safety, and move at a pace that feels right for you. Your story is yours to write, and sharing it is an act of courage and self-love. We hope this guide provides some helpful perspectives as you navigate your own path. Remember to be patient and compassionate, both with others and with yourself. For more resources and discussions on identity, relationships, and well-being, be sure to subscribe to Sex Education Repo.